We've mapped the human genome and landed on Mars, but your Wi-Fi still dies when someone microwaves a burrito. AI writes love poems, trades crypto, and deepfakes your grandma into a K-pop star. And yet, people are out here arguing whether the Earth is flat. Some are drinking bleach for immunity. Others think birds are government drones. How does that happen? How can the smartest civilization in history act like it flunked middle school? Because civilizations don't fall when they get dumb. They fall when they get dumb and think they're becoming geniuses. That's the real danger. Confidence without competence. The dumber we act, the smarter we think we are. Why your toaster is more reliable than 17th century royalty. And why that should terrify you. Tools get smarter. People, not so much. Here's a myth we love telling ourselves. Our tools are smart, so we must be too. Wrong. That's like saying your gym membership gets you in shape while you're still eating Doritos in bed. Technology's evolving, but intelligence isn't transferable by Wi-Fi. Owning a smartphone doesn't make you smart. It just means you need Google to remember your own mom's birthday. Let me introduce you to the toaster paradox. Today's toaster can reheat, defrost, and sync with your phone. King Louis XIV, the most powerful man in Europe, didn't even have indoor plumbing. Advantage, toaster. But here's the punchline. Louis XIV, for all his powdered wigs and sun god cosplay, still probably thought deeper thoughts than most of us doom-scrolling TikTok while half watching a podcast about productivity. We're outsourcing cognition. Search engines, outsourced memory. Algorithms, outsourced curiosity. AI, outsourced judgment. Good luck with that. It's like we're uninstalling our brains and replacing them with trending audio. At this point, your brain's probably buffering like Windows 98. Wait, did he just say my toaster's smarter than me? Yes, Kyle. And honestly, your toaster has better time management. Quick brain check. If you've laughed, learned, or mildly panicked so far, hit that like button. It feeds the algorithm and my deeply fragile ego. Also, subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of Civilizations Making Questionable Life Choices. Comment below with your toaster's IQ. The Rome problem, when sophistication eats common sense. True story. Toward the end of the Roman Empire, the elite stopped boiling water. Why? Because boiling water was peasant stuff. They had aqueducts, baby. Luxury water slides for the rich. Except, those aqueducts were made of lead. Yes, the toxic, brain-melting kind. Imagine inventing indoor plumbing, and then using it to slowly destroy your population's IQ. That's not innovation, that's elite stupidity. You become so advanced, so high status, that basic survival starts to feel beneath you. Sound familiar? We've got billionaires microdosing mushroom smoothies, but can't install a shelf without Googling, what is a screwdriver? We've got governments with climate dashboards and AI simulations who can't agree that fire is hot or that the sea level rising is maybe bad. The Romans didn't collapse overnight. They just became too evolved for common sense. Like, oh, you still boil water? Cute. I prefer brain poison from the tap. Complexity isn't clarity, and smart isn't always wisdom. The Dunning-Kruger civilizations. Let's talk brain science. There's this thing called the Dunning-Kruger effect. It explains why people who know the least often think they know the most. It's cognitive karaoke. The guy who can't sing is yelling Bon Jovi at the top of his lungs. And the actual opera singer is like, I don't know if I'm ready yet. Now scale that up to a civilization. We've built systems that reward confidence over competence. The loudest voice wins the meeting. The boldest startup pitch gets millions. The hottest take gets algorithm love. Meanwhile, actual experts, they hesitate. They use words like maybe and it depends, which, let's be honest, doesn't exactly go viral. So now you've got entire societies run by the most confident wrong people, while the thoughtful ones are stuck whispering into the void. Joke break. What do we want? Critical thinking. When do we want it? Let's take time to assess the situation carefully. Stupidity as a business model. How your attention is being harvested by the algorithm. One dumb video at a time. The algorithm of idiocracy. This part, not so funny. Stupidity isn't just accidental anymore. It's profitable. Platforms don't reward truth. They reward engagement. And what gets the most clicks? Outrage, certainty, oversimplified hot takes, 5G turns your teeth into Bluetooth, conspiracy threads. Social media feeds you the most extreme, emotionally explosive content possible, not because it's true, but because it gets reactions. So you scroll, you rage, you dunk on someone in the comments, and the algorithm smiles. Not a bug, a business model. It's curated idiocracy, and it works because it feels good to feel smarter than those people, to belong, to win. So we're not thinking, we're reacting. We're not curious, we're tribal. And the scariest part, we don't even realize it's happening. Joke break. If aliens landed and judged our species by TikTok, they'd assume intelligence means doing push-ups while arguing about lizard people. The ancient philosophy that could actually save us, and why sounding dumb might be the wisest thing you ever do. The way back to actual intelligence. Here's the twist nobody saw coming. Real intelligence isn't knowing everything, it's knowing you don't. Socrates called it wisdom, and the city of Athens executed him for it. Why? Because he taught young people to question authority, to think, and that made him dangerous. Today we've replaced wisdom with metrics, but the truth remains. Intelligence lives in uncertainty, in humility, in the ability to say, I was wrong. The most powerful thing you can do in a world full of certainty? Ask better questions. Because we don't need to be smarter than AI. We need to be more human than the systems we've built, more curious, more skeptical, more okay with not knowing. That's what separates civilizations that rise from the ones that scroll into extinction. So next time you feel dumb, confused, or uncertain, don't panic. That might actually be the smartest part of you. Because maybe, just maybe, the civilizations that survive aren't the ones that build the smartest tools, but the ones that remember how stupid they still are.